Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 have finally been remastered for the PlayStation 4 as part of the Yakuza Remastered Collection, thus signifying the first time every single main Yakuza game in the franchise has been playable on current-gen systems. While we could spend hours upon hours discussing the depth of the entire Yakuza franchise, this review will focus specifically on the games within the Yakuza Remastered Collection. I'm Matt from Cinelinx, and this is our review of the entire Yakuza Remastered Collection. The Yakuza series is without a doubt one of the best franchises of all time. It's really one of those series that's really hard to not be hooked by. The finely detailed cities feature loads of side quests, games, and diversions to keep you busy for hours. Combine that with stunning graphics and it's really a hard franchise to beat. Even when SEGA released the first Yakuza game on PlayStation 2, it featured some of the best art direction, level design, and graphics ever seen on that console. The same could be said for each iteration of the game that came after on newer systems. In the case of Yakuza 3, 4, and 5, all of which debuted on the PlayStation 3, this is especially true. Somehow SEGA has made them look even better for PlayStation 4. The 3 games in the Yakuza Remastered Collection have been updated both graphically and in terms of overall performance. The resolution and graphics have been massively improved, going from 720p at 30 FPS to the more modern desired 1080p at 60 FPS. In terms of visuals, all 3 games look much clearer with more depth in color than their previous gen versions. Obviously, they don't look like more recent games in the Yakuza series, but improvements are noticeable and well received. In terms of overall performance, the games have never felt smoother. Running through the streets inspired by real places in Japan but with fictional names like Kamurocho, Ryukyu, Sodenbori, Nagasugai, among others, is an absolute treat. Plus, it's also effortless with speedy load times and encounters. Furthermore, the Yakuza Remastered Collection went through an extensive script review that saw English scripts reviewed, revised, and in some cases rewritten for accuracy. Now, I haven't memorized the PlayStation 3 versions of the games, so I didn't really notice a major difference, but I can say each game made sense and the story flowed well. That said, there were times that the game still felt dated in terms of text box design and NPCs dissolving when walking too close to Kiryu and any other main protagonists in scenes. But those things can't necessarily be helped in a remaster alone. To fix those would require more of a painstaking overhaul that resembles a remake more than a remaster. Overall, the upgrades made to each Yakuza game should make Yakuza fans both in Japan and out west ecstatic. If you've never played a Yakuza game, you're really missing out on what is one of the crown jewels in SEGA's vaunted video game lineup. Each game in the series feels more like a season in a well-crafted HBO drama than it does an actual video game. The stories always have twists, turns, and deaths, so many deaths, that you never see coming. All 3 games in the Yakuza Remastered Collection take place after the series' main protagonist Kazuma Kiryu has left the Yakuza and is trying to lead a simpler life. The main theme for each game in terms of Kiryu's story is that the ghosts of the past he's trying to get away from will never leave him alone. It's the case in Yakuza 3 when he leaves with his adopted daughter Hakura Sawamura to run the Morning Glory orphanage in Okinawa. Eventually, he's roped back into the Yakuza after the orphanage is threatened. His journey then brings him back to Kamurocho to quell the unrest in the Yakuza outfit he left behind and subsequently save the orphanage. Yakuza 4, though, is a bit of a departure from Yakuza 3. While the story still takes place in a more expanded Kamurocho, Kiryu takes more of a backseat role with the stories of loan shark Shun Akiyama, Yakuza hitman Taiga Saijima, and dirty detective Masayoshi Tanamura taking featured roles for the first half of the game. Their stories feature everything from murders to frame jobs to prison escapes to a police drama in the center of Kamurocho. It eventually leads to Kiryu returning to help expose the corruption that's weighing down the family he walked away from and devising a plan for the future for said family. Yakuza 5, the most recent game to be remastered and released, is even more of a far cry from Yakuza 3, as the story thrusts us into a brimming war between the Tojo clan and the Omi alliance. Once again, caught in the middle of it is Kiryu, who is trying to live a simple life in Fukuoka after leaving the Morning Glory orphanage to help Hakura's chances of becoming a successful J-pop star. Yakuza 5 is the most ambitious of the 3 as it tells the story of 5 different characters spanning across 5 different locations. It even allows you to play as Hakura on her journey to becoming a J-pop star, which is somehow a delightful distraction from the seedier elements the Yakuza series typically dwells on. You can also get to play as a pro baseball player trying to uncover the mystery behind his surprise league ban. Plus, and I can't stress this enough, you fight and hunt bears. The overall story, though, revolves around a giant conspiracy with multiple assassinations, kidnappings, and all manner of clandestine operations being carried out by key players in order to take over the coveted position of chairman of the Tojo clan. It's an insanely intricate, well-directed story that leads to an epic climax featuring a clash of all 5 stories. It's an absolute masterclass in storytelling. With the Yakuza Remastered Collection now complete, it is a must-own for any fan of the Yakuza series. More so, its release means that newcomers to the series can now experience the main series in its entirety on PlayStation 4. That means all 7 stories from Yakuza 0 to Yakuza 6 The Song of Life, and every side game of karaoke, Virtua Fighter, arcade games, cooking, baseball, street fights, street races, and so much more are now at your fingertips. You'll even be able to get lost in every single real-life city they adapted for the game, all in one console. Like seriously, on my most recent trip to Japan, the streets and shops felt all so familiar, and it's because of how accurate the Yakuza games are. Each game in the main series is a highly addicting, highly entertaining video game that I really can't gush about enough. If you haven't played a Yakuza game, they're well worth the time, and if you have, the Yakuza Remastered Collection will be a treasured part of your existing Yakuza collection. Now it's your turn. Tell us what you think about the Yakuza Remastered Collection in the comment section below. Which game in the series is your favorite? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, read articles on Cinelinx.com, and follow us on Twitter at Cinelinx and at Move the Joystick. Thanks for watching.